Boom! So I decided to make part 2 of this subject matter. Pardon me while I put my microphone on here. Because there was more I wanted to say. For instance, take a look at these two photos right here. They are quite different. Now they could be two different types of cloud cloaking, but the type of phenomenon depicted in these photos could be something entirely different. So number one, it could be like a HARPA or some kind of other weather modifications go up bouncing off the ionosphere and coming back down through that area of clouds. Or two, it could be our galactic brethren sending healing love energy to the Earth and therefore us because we're all connected. But what I'd like to know is, do these cloud holes move with the clouds, or they stay stationary while the clouds move over and around them? As that may give us a clue to what's actually going on here, as I personally haven't seen either one of these phenomena with my own eyes. Which brings me to lenticular clouds, as that is something I have seen in person with my own eyes, and is completely natural weather phenomena, and typically only happens right above mountain peaks, as you can see in this photo here. This tends to happen when you have an area of high pressure right next to an area of low pressure due to the wind going up, over, and down the mountaintop, condensing air at the peak so much so that any precipitation in the area condenses to the point where it becomes visible. But this phenomenon can also happen several miles away from a mountain peak, because as the air tends to do something like this, going up and down, can create those shapes even a few miles away from any mountain peak. But I'd also like to say here, when these things happen over flatland, farmlands, prairies, cities, and things, areas that are nowhere near any mountain ranges, I believe it can be both cloaked ships and sometimes perhaps created weather anomalies to create confusion or what have you. As in part 1, I stated I thought they could be misdirections and manipulations and confusion and chaos and that kind of thing. But it was brought to a friend of mine who had watched the video shortly after I uploaded it that I failed to mention that I do honestly think a lot of these could be cloaked ships, watching, waiting, and improving our vibration just by the sight of these wonderful looking things. So the reason I feel this way, other than lenticular clouds, which look very smooth, most clouds, like stratus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds, squall line clouds, as well as supercell clouds, are quite bulbous and wabi-sabi, unlike cloaked UFO clouds, which have a very smooth and consistent shape and texture, as well as often been witnessed moving separately in a different speed or directions from the clouds above it. And then there are shape-shifting objects which look like clouds, but that's a whole different thing for a whole nother video. And like I said in part 1, let me know in the comments below what you think all this cloud phenomena is all about. And if you found this video interesting and informative, like, subscribe, and share so more people can see it and maybe they will chime in as well. Thanks for joining me. I'm Will, and this is Info Prism. Do 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 phenomena do 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 phenomena do 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 do.